Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. Again, more perspective here. The Mavs won Game 6 and Game 7 by a combined 60 points. That's the second largest combined margin of victory in Game 6 and 7 of a series. In 1948, the Philadelphia Warriors outscored the St. Louis Bombers, Kevin, the Bombers, by 62 across 66 and 7. Game 6 and 7. More perspective. Let's send you out to the Valley. Tim McMahon with Jalen Brunson. He was a star as well.
With Jalen Brunson here, Jalen, I know you guys believed this whole time that you could knock off the #1 seed in the NBA. Did you ever imagine in your wildest dream you could do it in this kind of dominant fashion?
No. I mean, they're a good team, the best team in the league, but I mean, I don't think really anybody saw this. But for us, we just knew that we had to play hard for the full 48 minutes. I mean, we know that they're capable of going on runs at any time, so we just kept going, and we stuck together for 48.
The first trip out here, they jump out to a 2-0 lead. Chris Paul in that fourth quarter is kind of a classic Chris Paul performance. What happened for you guys to shift the momentum of the series and really seize control of this series after that point?
Yeah, we just stuck together. I know it sounds like a broken record, but I mean, we know that, what we're capable of as a team. We're sticking together and, just keep fighting. I mean, we have a lot of resiliency on this team, and we just didn't want to we wanted to go down swinging if we went down.
Halftime score, Phoenix Suns 27, Luka Doncic 27. The rest of you guys chipped in 30. What do you make of Luka's ability to have these kind of performances when the stakes are highest?
I mean, he's built for these moments. He's been doing this since he was 9 or however young he was. But he's built for this moment. He's done a lot of great things and put this organization on his back. Not enough good things to say about him. I mean, I can go on and on. So it's spectacular.
Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Not sure there's anyone better at putting things in perspective than our Michael Wilbon, who joins us now from Phoenix. Michael, Dallas was great, but this is the 1 seed in the West with a future Hall of Famer and one of the elite players in the NBA, and they were blown out of their own building. How do you explain what you witnessed tonight?
Well, you can't explain it right away. I mean, you can't. It's going to take days for them, for the team and the coaches, the staff, the scouts, the executives. It's going to take days. Look, they can come out and just say things for media reaction, which they're required to do, to answer our immediate questions. But that's not going to go toward figuring out what the heck happened here tonight. To me, we're looking at a total failure of spirit. I mean, I was looking for a box score, and then I said to our producer, I don't need a box score. This isn't about X's and O's. It's not about strategy. This is a failure of spirit. The Suns came into this arena having failed in that effort in Game 6, and clearly Game 7 weren't ready to play. Once the game got started, they couldn't respond to anything. Luka Doncic was the best player on the court by a mile, and we're not expecting anybody to lap Devin Booker. I mean, I know I had those two guys on my first team All-NBA ballot, both of them, but we never saw Devin Booker tonight. We never really saw him in the last 2 games. Luka Doncic was the best player on the court. We didn't see Chris Paul. We didn't see the Phoenix Suns, who won 60-plus games. Only one team in the league in a very even year, in a very competitive year, one of the most competitive seasons we've seen in the NBA. Only one team won 60 games, the Phoenix Suns. And they're at home, and they got a lot to play for. I mean, I know before the game, Stephen A. Smith and I, among others, Tim Legler has said it, talked about it. Greeny and Jalen and I talked about who has the most at stake here. And I think all of us arrived at the very quick decision. It was Chris Paul. Yes, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Nobody's going to question that. And most of us think the best point guard in the league. But then you look at these last 2 games, and I defy anybody to come up with a quick, easy explanation for what happened here. Look, in 42 years of first being a sports writer and then working for this network, I've covered a hell of a lot of Game 7s in all sorts of cities, going back to Julius Erving and Bird and Magic and the great players of that generation. I have never seen a team as dispirited at home in a Game 7 as the Phoenix Suns were tonight. I've never seen a team just become dismantled like this at home so thoroughly in a Game 7. Really not just in basketball, not in any sport. I mean, NHL Game 7s, Major League Baseball Game 7s, I don't remember, nothing comes to mind where a team with this many, not just star players, smart, resourceful, reliable, professional players was dismantled like this and had no response. And they weren't playing the 96 Bulls. They weren't playing the 2016 Golden State Warriors. They're playing a good team in the Mavericks, a team with the best player on the floor in Luka Doncic, a player that we're going to look back on years later and say, okay, this might have been the start, this particular night, of his ascension to being one of the all-time greats. Maybe we will. But this team isn't that, not yet the Dallas Mavericks. And so the Phoenix Suns are going to have to look long and hard at themselves to figure out what in the hell happened here in Game 7 on their home court in a year that they were the #1 seed in the entire league. The best road record, a home team, just a machine. What in the world happened?
Dismantled and dispirited, and it was for all 48 minutes. And great perspective, as we expected, from Michael Wilbon in Phoenix. And for maybe more perspective on what exactly happened here, let's head back to the podium there in Phoenix. Devin Booker, Chris Paul trying to explain tonight's blowout.
Chris, just didn't seem like you were yourself tonight. Is there anything as far as the hand or anything going on with that, or was it just the game itself?
Just a tough game. All season long, we try to lean on our defense. Tonight, our defense wasn't there. Our offense wasn't there either. So I think Coach said a lot of it. You know what I mean? You play all season to be in this situation, and it didn't work out for us.
Devin, just a quick follow. When the game is getting away from you, and usually you would go into a mode of trying to score. I didn't see that. Why weren't you in that mode of trying to score when the game seemed to be getting away?
They followed their game plan. They did a good job of getting the ball out of my hands and trapping, every action I was in. So, I've always said I'm not the person that's going to go out there and, try to shoot over 8 people. I'm going to try to make the right play, and, it wasn't the right play every time. And, missed shots early, missed a few open ones that I got, and, that was it.
Chris, you've been here in this situation before with a team that's had a great regular season and didn't finish the job. What maybe is the message that you're giving guys, because you've experienced it, on how you can learn or build from this towards next year?
Probably no greater message than get back to work. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you at least want a shot at it. We was one of, 16 teams in the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's a great regular season, but we didn't, reach our goal. So I don't think anything matters except for everybody just trying to get a little bit better for next season.
A question for both of you to start with, Devin. How are you feeling right now emotionally compared to the exit last year? Feel different, the same?
Kind of the same, short of our goal. Even though last year we were a little bit closer, and, it hurts. But as a team, we just have to own it. You have to look at this and use it as motivation, just as we did with the finals last year, and, just take that into the summer with you. It's tough. It's going to be a few weeks trying to clear our heads and get away from this, but the bonus is, we get family time. We just did a 100-game season, and, a lot of our families make sacrifices, around our schedule, and now we get to tend to them a little bit.
Chris, same.
Tough night all the way around for Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and the Suns as they lose Game 7 at home in a rout to the Mavs. Tim Legler joins us now here on SportsCenter. And Tim, we just heard from Michael Wilbon earlier, and he said the Suns were dispirited. What did the Mavs do in your eyes to take away that spirit?
Yeah, their spirit was extinguished, Mike. It's not like they didn't show up in the right frame of mind, the right mindset. What happened for me in viewing this, the beginning of the game was very telling because Luka Doncic came out and operated in such a space of supreme confidence at the beginning of that game with his shot making. I just think it empowered their entire roster, that they had the best player in the series, and he was in that place. And what that does for everybody else and how much confidence it gives you. And it's really steamrolled from there. So we're going to lay a lot of blame for this at Devin Booker's feet and Chris Paul's feet. Certainly they did not play well tonight. But what I saw was that rare combination of elite level talent and supreme confidence at the highest level coming together at the same time. That's what Luka Doncic did tonight. And all he needs most nights is just making sure somebody can step up and have one of those offensive nights to give him the supplemental offense that he needs to take pressure off of him. And obviously, Spencer Dinwiddie was sensational in the first half, and then Jalen Brunson was great in the second half. Think about this. They had 3 players that scored more points than Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined. 3 different guys outscored the Phoenix Suns backcourt combined. That's how good Dallas was tonight. It was nearly a perfect game, Mike, on both ends of the floor. You just cannot state it. And it's tonight. And it's, Luka Doncic is going to have a lot more nights like that going forward. This guy is putting his stamp and pounding the gavel place in this league.
Tim, let me ask you one more question while we have you. Having a little bit of a technical glitch with your live stream there. Let's move ahead to the Western Conference Finals real quickly. How would you assess Luka's potential to do against the Warriors what he did against the Suns, especially these last 4 games?
Well, yeah, Mike, I'm looking at it like this. A lot of people are not going to give the Mavericks a chance, and I just don't see that. I see a guy that is so good at controlling the game, and I actually thought your description of him in the highlight you read by using words like unaffected. That's exactly how I describe Luka Doncic almost every time I watch him. There is nothing in front of him that phases him. No personnel package, no scheme, no team. He is not fazed by anything. And so when you got a guy like that can control the action to the extent that Luka Doncic does, you are going to be in these games, particularly when you look at how good they are defensively right now. So I'm fascinated to watch Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins. I think the 2 primary defenders that'll be guarding Luka Doncic in this series. I am fascinated to see, can those guys affect him? And then obviously, can Dallas guard that firepower on the other end? I think it's going to be a great, entertaining, compelling series. Certainly Golden State is going to be favored.
Yes, and Luka reaching the conference finals for the first time in his career, and he's going to play in the Warriors. Who's not looking forward to that? Tim Legler here on SportsCenter. Appreciate it.
On tonight, Michael, the 1 seed